Hey guys, my name is McLary and welcome to Mac Oma's channel. In today's episode, we'll be talking about mistakes, realizing your mistakes, and also forgiveness. And our case study would be the prodigal son. Yes, the prodigal son, the one who asked for a share of property, then went ahead to squander it, returned back eventually for forgiveness. Yes, that one. So we'll be reading the book of Luke chapter 15 from verse 11 to 18. So please, if you are not with your Bible, get your Bible and follow me carefully. I'll be reading, then later summarizing. Luke chapter 15 from verse 11, and I read, Then he said, A certain man had two sons, and the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the portion of goods that falls to me. So he divided them his livelihood. Verse 13. And not many days after, the younger son gathered all together, journeyed to a far country, and there wasted his possessions with prodigal living. Verse 14. But when he had spent all, there arose a severe famine in that land, and he began to be in want. Verse 15. Then he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country, and he sent him into his field to feed swines. We'll be skipping verse 16 and moving down to verse 17. Verse 17. But when he came to himself, he said, How many of my father's hired servants have bread enough to spare, and I perish with hunger? Verse 18. I will arise and go to my father, and will say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. Verse 19. And I am no longer worthy to be your son. Make me like one of your hired servants. That's where we'll be stopping at verse 19. Let me read that part again. Verse 19. And I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants. Hmm. Okay. This was a parable of the lost son in the Bible, in the book of Luke, chapter 15, from verse 11, where we just read. So, this young man woke up one morning, went to meet his father, and said to his father, Father, it is time to share your property. Oh, I am ready to get my own share of your property. Please share your property to me. Let's just imagine now, African parents, just imagine that your youngest son, rather, your youngest son, like let's just say your last born, woke up to you one morning and said to you, Father, please give me my own share of property when you are not dead yet. I can imagine, right? Okay, that was what this prodigal son did. He went to his father, asked for a share of property, and the father, being a generous man, an understandable father, agreed, shared his property into two, for the older one and for the younger one. Gave the younger one his share of property. Then he journeyed far to a very, very far country to squander his property with prodigal living. After squandering his property, he still had his teas in him. He didn't he didn't go back to his father. He decided to work instead of going back to his father. So he joined himself to one of the citizens of the country where he had journeyed to. So when he got there, the guy sent him to his field to feed swines. As time went on, he had nothing else to eat, so he started eating the food meant for swine, food meant for pigs. But when he came to himself, he decided to go back to his father. So this is just the summary of this passage where we read, and we'll be talking about mistake. We'll be taking it bit by bit now. In verses 11 to 13, he made a mistake. The prodigal son made a mistake from verses 11, where he had asked for his share of property. To him, he had made the what is it called now? He had made a very, very wise decision, asked for a share of property as the big boy that he is now, with the big boy with steals. Let him go and squander his. Ah, I'm a big boy now, Abi. So, after going to his father, I'm very sure he had thought of it first. He has seen that, oh, I'm a big boy. I'm not supposed to be living under my father. You get? So to him, that was his best decisions. That was wise decision. So in verses 17, he had realized his mistake in verses 17, where he came to himself. He had admitted the fact that, oh yeah, I've made a mistake. It's time for me to go back to my father. So now let's bring this to reality. Most of us have made so many mistakes. Like we have made plenty of mistakes that we think suicide or depression is our best option, but no, 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 no. That's not the best option at all. The best option right now is for you to forgive yourself. Understand? Forgive yourself. Go to God and ask for forgiveness if you've gone astray of His commandments. Go to Him, ask for forgiveness, then look for a way forward. She get. So this is it. Come back to your drawing board. Know where you've made that mistake. If it is a financial mistake, if it is mistakes about your business, if it is any mistake at all, suicide is not the best option. Starvation is not the best option. Depression is not the best option at all, at all. So I plead with you, I beseech you, come back to the drawing board. You've realized your mistake. Marvelous. Perfect. Very, very easy. Realizing your mistake is a sign that yes, you are ready to move forward. Letting your mistake go is also a sign that oh yeah, you are willing. Forgiving yourself for making that mistake. I don't know how terrible that mistake you've made is. Please forgive yourself. You can even talk to someone if you wish. Leave your steez. Forget your steez now. Let your steez rest. At first, the prodigal son had his steez with him. When he, instead of going back to his father, he rather went to work in the field where he was feeding swine. Eating food meant for swine. He still had the steez. But when he saw that, oh, this is not helping at all, it is getting worse by the day, he had come to reality. He had known his mistake. He had realized his mistake. Then decided to ask for forgiveness. So please, I beseech you, I beg you, I plead with you. Any mistake at all, like any mistake at all, business, finance, relationships, anyone at all. First step, realize your mistake. Once you realize your mistake, it is very easy. Then forgive yourself. If you need to forgive someone else, if you need to go and ask for forgiveness, please do that. Forgiving yourself also is important. Forgive yourself for that mistake you've made. Let bygones be bygones. Forget about the mistake. Move forward. Because you can't move forward if you are still holding back to that mistake you've made a very long time ago. Even though you made that mistake yesterday, forget it so you can move on. Understand? So yes, that is it. And if you have any question at all, you feel the need to talk to someone, you feel, oh, I've done something very bad, even though it is your spiritual life. Ha, God is very merciful. He would always forgive you so long as you realize your mistake. You know that, oh yes, what you've done is bad. God is willing to forgive you. God is a merciful God, very, very merciful. And yes, also, if you've rushed into time, like move ahead of yourself. That is also your mistake. Moving ahead of yourself when it is not God's time can lead to a mistake, because that was what the prodigal son did. It was not time yet for him to leave. It wasn't time yet for him to leave because he does not have a knowledge of his own to leave. But then he decided to leave, and that was a mistake for him. So if you've moved ahead of yourself, if you've moved ahead, if you've gone astray of the will of God for you, then you can come back to the drawing board. You've realized that yes, this is not God's perfect timing for you. In our next video, we'll be talking about God's time. You've realized that this is not God's perfect time for you. Please come back to your drawing board. Come back to the drawing board. Stop moving from one place to another. Stop moving from one business to another. Stop moving from one mentor to another. Stop moving from one mentor to another. Come back. Come back to the drawing board. I am begging each and every one of us watching this video today to come back to your drawing board. Come back to your drawing board and ask for forgiveness from God. Forgive yourself, then move on. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much for staying till the end. Bye.